Well, after what feels like an eternity, the new Mazda 3 has finally lobbed in Australia, including the reintroduction of the top-spec Astina model. Priced from around $40,000, it comes in more expensive than a base model Mercedes-Benz. But does it have what it takes to match its European competitors? From the outside, the Mazda 3 certainly looks the part, sporting a new design that brings it into line cosmetically with its CX-5 and Mazda 6 siblings. So at nearly 40 grand, that brings the Mazda 3 into line with the base model Mercedes A-Class. Which begs the question, is it too much money? Well, based on standard gear alone, probably not. Under the skin, the 3 is a whole new model from the ground up, with improvements to its fuel economy, tech features and overall refinement. Headlining the 6 new models is the reintroduced Astina, which receives superior trim and safety features to the rest of the lineup. The two biggest bugbears for the Mazda 3 in the predecessor were undoubtedly fuel consumption and noise in the cabin. In terms of noise, Mazda's actually installed new lightweight materials in the front and the rear to soak up some of that road noise, and it is noticeable. It's still not as efficient as the likes of the Volkswagen Golf. Available in hatch and sedan variants, the Astina is powered by an upgraded 2.5 litre petrol engine. Mated to the choice of a 6-speed automatic or 6-speed manual, it produces a perky 138 kilowatts of power, returning a claimed fuel consumption of 6 litres per 100. One thing I've noticed straight away is that you get a lot more pull from down low, and it doesn't really require as many revs for the engine to hit its straps. The manual itself is a really nice shifting unit, decent spread of ratios and really easy to use even in urban areas. There's also been a lot done to the ride and handling of the 3. The car acquits itself well in daily driving, with good body control through enthusiastic corners. The new Mazda 3 gets electrically assisted steering, which is somewhat of a contentious point for many people who say it doesn't have the same feel as hydraulic setup. Fortunately, Mazda has paid a lot of attention to the calibration of this system. It's fairly light off the centre, but it does weigh up nicely through corners and feels quite linear and accurate. There's an extensive list of standard features, including a reversing camera, head-up display system, sunroof and high-level trim and materials. The Astina scores the latest in safety technology as well, with radar cruise control, forward obstruction warning and blind spot monitoring. The 3 introduces a new infotainment system for the Mazda brand with a 7-inch colour screen. The system is similar to BMW's iDrive feature in the way it allows you to navigate through the car's infotainment and computer settings. Internal proportions in the 3 are strong all round, with a roomy back seat area and boot. One criticism though is that the new model isn't offered with rear air vents. The other important element missing from the 3 is parking sensors, with customers forced to fork out $750 if they want front and rear sensors, even in the Astina. The cabin itself is really well finished. There's a nice mix of faux carbon fibre, piano black materials and really nice soft touch materials in the dash. There's a stitched leather steering wheel and gear knob in higher spec models, and a really nice soft leather seats that offer really great bolstering and support. So often now you see car manufacturers stretching out, the size of their cars externally, but Mazda's actually stuck with a really successful formula here. The actual external size of this car is basically unchanged, but inside there's more cabin room all round. The biggest point of contention for prospective 3 buyers could ultimately boil down to its price tag. While the 3 boasts comparable levels of refinement and driving character to its Euro rivals, the truth is its badge isn't likely to wield the same clout as a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW out on the street. But that's the beauty of the new 3 lineup. If you're eager to save some cash, there are 5 models other than the Astina to choose from, including the SP25 GT, which scores virtually the same fitment and materials as the top spec, but without some of its safety features. At a saving of $6,000, it's a compromise many Mazda 3 owners will happily make.